Personas are inherently a qualitative tool for your team. They exist not as a perfect scientific taxonomy of all of humankind, but as a way for your team to understand and empathize with your specific users, and then make smart trade-off decisions when they have conflicting needs. Usually we do this by interviewing a relatively small sample size of people, somewhere around 5 to 30. This is a large enough sample to uncover the major types of goals, motivations, and pain points that your users have, but it doesn't tell you how common they are. So some teams want to use statistical analysis to generate their personas, to be a little more scientific. That's a noble goal, although perhaps a little misplaced, as applying statistics to personas doesn't automatically make them a better decision-making tool. They still must be rooted in that qualitative understanding of our users' attitudes and behaviors in order to be useful. So to create statistically generated personas that are actually useful as a tool to guide product decisions, you have to start the same way that you would if you were doing qualitative personas. Interview a group of 5 to 30 users to uncover common themes that are specific to your product's context. Find out what people are trying to do and why. How do they use your product? Are they systematic and double-check every detail, or are they more tangential and follow interesting digressions? What information is important to them along the way, and how do they feel about the process? So once you've identified the common themes that come up in these interviews, then you create a survey that measures how much people fit into those individual themes. You'll want to collect a lot of responses, typically at least 100, but ideally 500 or more. Once you have that data, then you can do some statistical analysis to find the groups of people that had similar attitudes among many of the questions. There are a variety of types of analysis that can work here, but I often recommend using latent class analysis, as it works well on the categorical data you typically collect in these surveys. It also handles missing data well, so you can still include participants that only filled out some of your survey questions. If you're not comfortable with this type of analysis, try and work with a data scientist or statistician in your organization to help, as this is pretty nuanced work. Finally, keep in mind that the personas that emerge from this kind of statistical analysis often are based on somewhat meaningless or obvious patterns in the data. Statistically true correlations that are not insightful. Oh, so their primary device is an iPhone. They consider themselves an early adopter of tech. Their favorite brands are Tesla and Apple, and they engage in short micro sessions on your website. Wow, what a valuable insight that I never could have guessed without an expensive research project. In many ways, this technique is like cracking a walnut shell with a hydraulic press. Yes, you can be sure that the walnut shell will be thoroughly cracked, but it's massive overkill in most situations. And if it's not done carefully, it'll leave a huge mess.